Go on.
Thank you. And just to clarify, Brahm Education Center is a non-profit education center. For the person who says, where can I get the poem Pain, the one that Ajahn Brahm read out just now, we're going to put it on the website. So we're going to type it up and put it on the website. You can get the poem from there from now on.
Actually, Buddhism is the only non-profit organization. We don't have any profits. P-R-O-P-H-E-T.
Now I have about 30 questions here, and we've got about 30 minutes, so it's one minute
line of
per
answers,
question.
okay.
Now we've got that
I'll
straight.
try to behave.
Excuse me, can I ask a question?
All right, make it brief,
31.
please. Thank you. Where are you?
31 questions, yes.
Just over here.
Okay.
Just right. Okay, there's always a saying that if one is born and not ordaining, what is the point of being born? And if one ordained and not ordaining the heart, what is the point of ordaining? So the present moments that we have is that with the current political, economic and environment crisis that we have, don't you agree that all these problems comes from the heart? The heart of greed, the heart of hatred, the heart of lust, the heart of craving. And these are all the problems that is coming up from us. And what do you think about giving a good solution to all these problems? And really make this world a better place to live?
Okay, the solution to that is keep coming to the talks here tomorrow and the next day. And that's the best way of solving the problem. In other words, don't just argue about it and complain about it, do something about it. Rather light a candle than complain about darkness. One of my favorite Chinese sayings. Rather light a candle than complain about darkness. Isn't it bad that war here, the economy is bad? Do something about it. Find something to do. Be kind, be generous, forgive your wife, your parents, your children. And if you can learn how to forgive other people who hurt you, maybe Mr. Bush can learn how to forgive Mr. Hussein. But if you can't do it first, how can you expect other people to?
You have a question? Yeah.
Yes, I'll make it short now.
Thank you.
I have two parts. One is, the first part I'd like to share with the audience something that I have is a very short story. And the second one, I will ask Ajahn Brahm regarding something, a short one.
Just please keep it to the question, please.
Yes,
because we have 30 questions here.
Okay,
Thank you.
I will. All questions are equally important. Okay, the first one itself is that I just want to share about this person. Whether he's hit by an apple, I do not know. But he saw a poster. And he saw this poster that tomorrow is doomsday. So he got a shock out of it. And then after that he saw a fine print below. And it reads that, if you read this yesterday, ignore it. Okay, that's the story. And now back to the question.
Go on.
Okay. The question itself is that, you say that, of course, thank you for sharing with us. I do believe in Buddhism and thank you for expounding all the truth. But I find that what you say is that you say use positive forgiveness, compassion and things like that. I do fully agree. But then in certain cases, in management we say that you don't expect different results by always doing the same thing. So if somebody abuses you and you stay the same way, it's going to go around the same way all the time.
Well, sometimes yes, sometimes no. But positive part about it is actually, forgiving it. Don't giving violence back. Forgiving is we don't want to punish them. I can't really understand in Christianity, Muslim, Judaism, Buddhism, Hinduism, Sikhism, why is it that we always want to punish people? When we believe in a God or in karma, they will look after the problem. If someone has hurt you and misbehaved, leave it up to God or Allah or karma. They'll settle the account. Why do we have to punish? But if we punish, then we get involved in the cycle of bad karma. If people really were Christians, were Muslims, were Buddhists, were Hindus, were Sikhs, if somebody did something wrong, let it be, leave it up to Allah to punish. Our role as human beings is to forgive and love. We're not the punishers. If we punish, then we get punished. So if someone's abusive, leave it to your boss. Whoever that boss is, Allah, karma, whatever. Next question.
Go ahead.
Hi, good evening, sir. I have one question today. With regards to what you have said about the depression, I've come across some people, some patients whom they know they are about to die. They have liver cancer and 3 months left, and they they are once a very abusive father, unfaithful husband, and so when they have this kind of terminal illness, they become very depressed, and they really regret what they have done, and they say that this is their karma, that they should have this sickness and they deserve this, and they just refuse any treatment. They bear with the pain, and it's very difficult to make them less painful or less depressed. So how would you suggest that we help these unfortunate people?
Yeah. Well, first of all, if we had something done something bad in the past, remember that if you do something bad in the past, don't feel guilty, but feel remorse. The difference between remorse and guilty is this. In all our cultures, whether it's Western or Chinese, Singaporean, whatever, the moment we say guilt, the next thing we expect is punishment. In a court of law, when you're found guilty, the next thing the judge does is make the sentence. Guilt and punishment come together. So if you feel guilty, you want to be hurt. You want to be punished. If no one else punishes you, you inflict punishment on yourself. I'm guilty, I've got this sickness, I must hurt, I must die. That is not wisdom. Wisdom says you're remorseful, which means I've done something bad, I have to learn from this, to forgive the past, to learn from this and make a good cake out of it. In other words, I learned from the past, I'm remorseful, I'm sorry I did that, but I'm not going to punish myself, because punishment doesn't help anybody. If you punish yourself, you can't learn, you can't grow, you can't go forward and help others. You're just wallowing in your past. So in Buddhism, the Buddha once said, if anybody comes up to me and confesses the fault, admits it, and tries to do better in the future, that's growth. That's all we need to do. In Buddhism, there's no punishments. If anyone breaks the precepts, they're not excommunicated. You're not punished. You're not sent into the corner and given a detention. I must write the 5 precepts out 1,000 times. We don't have that. People come up and they say they've done terrible things. And I say, you're forgiven. I forgive you. You forgive yourself. You learn from what you've done. If you've committed adultery, if you stole, if you killed somebody, don't punish yourself. Learn what it's like, what you've done, the pain, so you never do it again. And if you've learned the lesson, you don't need to be punished. It's called rehabilitation, not punishment. In our systems of government, we put people in jails. We want to punish them for what they've done. And that system does not work. It's been tried for 200 years, and the jails get fuller and fuller. People leave the jails and they reoffend. Rehabilitation means forgiveness. Learning you've done something wrong and making amends. 2 of the prisoners I went to see sold drugs. They were put in jail for the thing which cured them, which sent them out to be really good people, was when a teacher in a school close by had the guts and the courage to invite those drug dealers to the school to teach the kids the dangers of drugs. Who knows more about the dangers of drugs than people who've got involved in them, who've dealt with them, and have gone to jail as a result? Those were much better than any psychologists or any experts, because they were the ones who did it and were punished or felt the pain as a result. When they went to that school, they told me afterwards what had happened. Like many primary schools, after the prisoners had left, the kids got out their paper and crayons and wrote letters of thanks to Nick and George. Nick, we hope you get out of jail soon. When you get out, please come and visit us again, signed Sarah. Those 2 prisoners took me and showed me those letters on the board of the education room and cried. They wept tears of sadness and joy. They'd managed to do something to help kids not do the stupid things they did. That was their rehabilitation. If only more people could see the way to cure crime, to get the criminals not to be punished, but to go and do something good, so no one else has to do that again. That's about a remorse and how it's ended, not through guilt. So if your father, whoever's sick or whatever, has done something bad, please no more punishment. Learn, forgive, grow, and then you become a much better person. Teach him that, and then I think you die happily. Who wants anyone to be in pain and to die in such a way? It doesn't help anybody, certainly not him. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just a moment. I'm just going to give a chance to some people who have written the questions here. This is about SARS. The SARS virus seems to be spreading most seriously in countries like Singapore, Hong Kong, Taiwan, where the mass slaughtering of chicken and pigs had previously occurred. Could there be a karmic link? And there's another question here. Is SARS a world karma due to past bad karma, such as killing of all cows in the mad cow disease incident?
Yeah. I don't know.